Welcome to today's deep dive, where we're really going to explore Bill Gates' vision for the future of AI.
Sounds ambitious.
It is. But we've got this really unique source for this deep dive.
Oh.
It's a simulated interview, so it's like we're getting his unfiltered thoughts.
Interesting.
Yeah, no journalist or interviewer to kind of shape the conversation.
I see. So just getting straight to the source.
Exactly. And I think especially when we get to the Gates Foundation's work with AI, you'll be pretty surprised by some of his insights.
I'm all ears.
So we're not just going to be talking about self-driving cars and like smarter algorithms,
Right.
but how AI could actually help solve some of humanity's biggest problems.
Okay, that's a bold claim.
It is. But before we get into those specifics, I'm really curious about this idea of AI being transformative.
Yeah.
It's a word Gates uses a lot in this interview.
Hmm.
So in his view, what exactly is he seeing AI changing?
Well, he actually talks about AI reshaping entire industries, but in very concrete ways. Yeah, like in healthcare.
Okay.
He talks about AI being used right now to develop personalized cancer treatments
Wow.
based on a person's individual genetic makeup.
That's incredible. That kind of personalized medicine was like science fiction just a few years ago.
Exactly. And Gates points to even more radical possibilities.
Like what?
Well, like AI-powered prosthetic limbs that
Yeah.
can, learn and adapt to the user's movements.
Okay.
Or even AI systems that scan medical images to detect diseases, like in their earliest stages, before humans even can.
So this isn't just about incremental improvements. It's like fundamentally changing what's possible with medicine.
Precisely.
Does he talk about any other fields being disrupted in this way by AI?
Well, agriculture is another big one he highlights. He talks about, it's not just about optimizing crop yields. It's about using AI to help farmers, say in sub-Saharan Africa,
Okay.
predict ideal planting times based on like hyperlocal weather patterns and soil conditions.
So we're talking about AI giving people information and tools that they just like never had access to before.
Yeah, exactly.
It's almost like AI could be a great equalizer in a way.
Yeah, I think that's part of his point.
But, and maybe I'm jumping ahead here, but doesn't all this amazing potential come with some pretty serious risks? I mean, we've all seen the movies about AI going rogue.
That's a really important point. And yeah, it's definitely something Gates addresses.
Okay, good.
He's aware of the concerns, especially, the potential for job displacement,
Right.
but he doesn't like shy away from the issue. And he even challenges us to think differently about it.
So he's not just, putting on those rose-colored glasses and ignoring the downsides.
No, not at all.
Okay.
He actually he uses the analogy of the internet.
Oh, interesting.
A lot of people feared it would destroy jobs, but it ended up creating entirely new fields and opportunities that we couldn't have imagined before.
So the message isn't don't worry, be happy. It's more like let's be smart and proactive about how we manage this transition with AI.
Right, exactly.
What's that?
He even throws out a question for us to ponder.
What's that?
What skills should we be focusing on now to prepare for the jobs that will exist in, quote unquote, this AI era?
That's a tough one.
It is.
But I love that he's pushing us to think beyond just, the technical aspects of AI, to consider like those broader societal and economic implications. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But before we get too deep into that, I want to come back to something you mentioned earlier.
Sure.
The Gates Foundation.
Right.
Sounds like they're doing some really interesting things with AI.
Oh, absolutely. And this is where I think we see Gates' true passion and vision for the future kind of come alive,
Yeah.
For him, AI isn't just about cool gadgets or, making money. It's about using this powerful tool to like address real human needs and actually improve lives on a global scale.
So let's dive into some specifics. What are some ways that the Gates Foundation is actually using AI to make a difference?
Well, one area they're having a major impact is in global health.
Oh, okay.
They're using AI to analyze massive amounts of data to track and predict disease outbreaks,
Wow.
especially in regions with limited resources.
Oh, okay. So it's like an early warning system that can help, direct resources and interventions where they're most needed.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
And it goes beyond just, reacting to crises.
Oh,
They're using AI to identify patterns and risk factors that can help prevent diseases from spreading in the first place.
that sounds incredibly powerful.
It is.
But I'm curious, what about those ethical questions we talked about earlier?
Yeah.
How do they make sure that AI is being used responsibly, especially, when they're dealing with people's sensitive health data?
That's crucial. And it's something the Gates Foundation takes very seriously.
Okay.
They're actively involved in discussions about ethical AI development and data privacy,
Uh-huh.
advocating for safeguards and transparency to make sure AI benefits everyone, not just a select few.
So it's not just about the technology itself, it's about how it's deployed and governed.
Absolutely. And that's a theme that we see throughout Gates's thinking on AI.
Okay.
It's not a silver bullet. It's a powerful tool, but it requires careful consideration and ethical guidance to be used effectively.
It's clear that the Gates Foundation is doing some really groundbreaking work.
For sure.
But I'm also curious about what Gates sees for the future of AI beyond, his own philanthropic efforts.
Yeah, he's actually quite optimistic about the potential for AI to address some of the world's most pressing challenges.
Okay.
But he does acknowledge that realizing this potential will require global cooperation and a commitment to using AI for good.
So it's not just a technological challenge, but also a social and political one.
Precisely. And that leads us to one of the most intriguing parts of this whole interview, I think.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Gates' predictions for what the world might look like 20 years from now, thanks in no small part to advancements in AI.
Okay, I'm ready. Paint me a picture. What does this future world shaped by AI look like, according to Bill Gates?
Well, he starts with healthcare,
Okay.
envisioning a world where diseases are diagnosed and treated with just incredible precision, all thanks to AI.
So, like, even more personalized than what we talked about before.
Oh, yeah, it's personalized medicine on a whole new level.
Mm.
Treatments tailored to your unique genetic makeup, lifestyle, even environmental factors.
Wow, so it's like having a medical team that knows you inside and out, constantly working to keep you healthy.
Right, exactly.
That's a far cry from the, one-size-fits-all approach we often see in healthcare today.
Definitely.
And he doesn't just stop there, does he?
No, it doesn't.
What else does he see AI changing?
Well, Gates sees AI revolutionizing the way we learn, too.
Okay, tell me more.
Imagine a world with, like, AI-powered tutors
Okay.
that adapt to each student's individual learning style and pace.
So, like, if I'm a visual learner, it'll adapt to that.
Yeah, and if you need to go slower, it'll adapt to that, too.
Wow.
And they could even identify where a student might be struggling and give them, like, personalized support to make sure everyone has a chance to succeed.
That's fascinating. It could be a game changer for students who don't have access to the best teachers or resources.
Exactly.
But what about the bigger picture? We've got climate change, global inequality, a whole bunch of other complex issues.
Yeah.
Does Gates think AI can help us tackle these big challenges too?
He does, and this is where his vision gets really exciting, I think.
Okay.
He sees AI playing a crucial role in developing sustainable technologies, optimizing resource use, even predicting and mitigating the effects of climate change.
So, like what? Give me some examples.
Well, think about AI helping to design more efficient energy grids
Okay.
or develop new materials for, carbon capture,
Right.
or even predicting extreme weather events to help us better prepare for them.
So AI isn't just about making our lives, like, easier or more convenient.
Right.
It's about using its power to address some of humanity's biggest existential threats.
Yeah, I think that's the point he's trying to get across.
That's a pretty optimistic outlook, wouldn't you say?
He's definitely optimistic, but I wouldn't say he's naive about it.
Okay.
He acknowledges the potential pitfalls
Mm-hmm.
and emphasizes the importance of using AI responsibly and ethically.
Right, of course.
He really stresses the need for global cooperation and thoughtful regulation, to make sure that AI benefits all of humanity.
Not just a select few, right?
Exactly.
It sounds like he's calling for a kind of like global AI ethic to guide its development and deployment.
That's a good way to put it.
Does he get into specifics about what that might look like?
He does. He talks about the need for transparency in AI algorithms,
Okay.
the importance of addressing bias in AI systems,
Right.
and the crucial role of human oversight in making sure that AI is used for good.
So it's not just about the technology, but the people and the policies behind it.
Precisely.
Makes sense.
It's clear he sees these ethical considerations as being just as important as the technological advancements themselves.
I have to admit, all this talk about AI's potential is, it's making me feel a little behind,
Yeah, I get that.
Like, what advice does Gates have for those of us who are still trying to wrap our heads around this whole AI revolution?
He has a simple but powerful message, I think.
Okay.
Embrace lifelong learning.
Oh, okay.
Technology, especially AI, is constantly evolving.
Right.
And the key to thriving in this new world is to just stay curious, keep learning, and be adaptable.
He's basically saying the best way to prepare for the future isn't to try to predict it, but to just become a master of learning itself.
That's a great way to put it, yeah.
It's not about memorizing facts or mastering one specific skill set.
Uh-huh.
It's about, like, developing the ability to adapt and learn new things throughout your life.
Right, exactly.
And it's about understanding that AI isn't something to be, feared or intimidated by.
Right.
It's a tool.
Yeah.
A powerful one, but a tool.
A tool that we can use to shape a better future for ourselves and, future generations.
Absolutely. So rather than viewing AI as a threat, we should see it as an opportunity.
I like that.
An opportunity to expand our capabilities and solve problems that have, plagued humanity for centuries.
The call to action for all of us.
It is.
And it brings us back to that, that sense of falling behind that you mentioned.
Yeah,
Gates reminds us that it's never too late to learn and engage with this technology.
that's good to hear.
There are tons of resources available to help us understand AI and its implications.
Mm-hmm.
And there are tons of ways to contribute to its responsible development and use.
So it's about taking ownership of our future in the age of AI,
Yeah.
not just passively observing it unfold.
Right, exactly.
Does he offer any specific suggestions for how we can get involved?
Well, he encourages everyone to, learn about AI, obviously.
Oh, yeah?
Ask questions, engage in discussions about its ethical implications,
Mm-hmm.
and support organizations that are working to use AI for good.
I like that.
He even challenges us to think about how we can use our own unique skills and talents to contribute to this, this whole global AI revolution.
So it sounds like he's calling for a collective effort,
Yeah.
like a shared responsibility to make sure that AI is used to build a brighter future for everyone.
Exactly.
It's a pretty inspiring message.
It is, and it's a reminder that the future of AI isn't, predetermined.
Okay.
It's something we are actively shaping, each and every one of us, through our, choices and actions.
I like that. So we're not just passengers on this train, we're the conductors.
Exactly.
Now, I know we've talked a lot about, the big picture, the global implications of AI, but I'm curious to bring it back down to the individual level. What does Gates have to say about how AI will, how it might impact our daily lives? The way we work, the way we interact with the world around us.
He sees AI becoming almost seamlessly integrated into our lives, like an invisible assistant,
I'm interested.
helping us navigate, all the complexities of the modern world.
Give me some examples.
Well, think about AI helping us manage our schedules, or filtering through all the information overload, or even personalizing our entertainment experiences.
So it's not necessarily about robots taking over our jobs, but more about AI augmenting our abilities and freeing up our time and energy to focus on things that are, well, uniquely human.
Exactly.
Heck up.
And he believes that this increased efficiency and personalization will have a profound impact on our productivity, our creativity, and our overall well-being. Imagine a world where you can delegate all those mundane tasks to AI.
Yeah, like doing my taxes.
Exactly, leaving you free to focus on your passions or pursue new interests or just, spend more time with loved ones.
That sounds pretty appealing, I have to admit.
It does, doesn't it?
But what about the potential downsides? We've all heard the concerns about, AI becoming too intrusive,
Right.
eroding our privacy, even manipulating our thoughts and behaviors.
Huh.
Does Gates address those concerns?
He does, and he acknowledges that these are valid concerns
Okay.
and that they need to be addressed through, thoughtful regulation and ethical guidelines.
So how do we do that?
Well, he emphasizes the importance of individual empowerment, giving people control over their data and the ability to, opt out of AI-driven systems if they choose to.
So it's not about surrendering to the algorithm,
Right.
but rather using AI as a tool that empowers us to live, richer, more fulfilling lives, but on our own terms.
Exactly.
I think that's a message a lot of people will find reassuring.
I think so, too.
It's about finding that balance
Yeah.
between harnessing AI's incredible power and safeguarding the values and freedoms that, we hold dear. Now, before we wrap up this deep dive, I
Yes.
want to circle back to something that really struck me in this interview.
Sure.
Gates's conviction that AI will create this wave of new industries and jobs that we can't even imagine yet.
It is a mind-boggling concept.
It is. Does he give any hints about what these future careers might look like?
Well, he points to fields like personalized medicine, sustainable energy, and even space exploration as areas where AI will drive a lot of innovation and job creation.
Okay.
He even envisions AI playing a key role in solving some of, those really big challenges of our time,
Like what?
like developing clean fusion energy or
Wow.
finding cures for diseases that are currently incurable.
So it's not just about incremental improvements, it's about pushing the boundaries of human ingenuity and opening up like entirely new frontiers of possibility.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
It's exciting, but also a little daunting, you know?
I get that.
Does he give us any like concrete examples of what these new AI-powered jobs might actually entail?
Well, he admits that it's kind of impossible to predict the future with 100% certainty.
Yeah, of course.
But he encourages us to think creatively and embrace the unknown.
Okay.
He suggests that the most valuable skills in this new era will be adaptability,
Uh-huh.
a thirst for learning, and the ability to solve complex problems.
So those are all like skills that are inherently human, right?
Exactly.
So rather than fearing the unknown, we should greet it with a sense of excitement and a willingness to learn and evolve alongside this, rapidly changing technological landscape.
That's a great way to look at it.
It's almost a call to adventure, isn't it?
It is. It speaks to something deeper than just, job prospects.
Okay.
It's about the human spirit of exploration, our innate drive to push beyond the familiar and discover what lies beyond the horizon.
And with AI as our partner on this adventure, who knows what incredible breakthroughs are waiting for us?
Now, wouldn't that be something?
It certainly would.
Yeah, it really would be something. Wouldn't it?
We've talked about AI's potential to transform everything from healthcare to climate change.
It's a lot to take in.
It is, but what I'm personally most curious about is what it means for, the average person.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Does Gates offer any insights into how AI might impact our daily lives, in the coming years?
He does, and it's actually pretty fascinating.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
He sees AI becoming this almost like invisible assistant,
Okay.
just woven into the fabric of our everyday lives.
So like a personal helper behind the scenes.
Yeah, exactly. Think about AI, like helping us manage our schedules
Okay, that would be helpful.
or filtering through, all the information overload we face every day.
Oh, absolutely. I can barely keep up with my inbox as it is.
Right. And even personalizing our entertainment choices, like recommending movies or music based on our tastes.
So it's less about robots taking over our jobs and more about AI, like taking over those tedious tasks we all dread,
Yeah, exactly.
freeing up our time and energy to focus on, well, things that are more, uniquely human. I
Right.
can definitely get behind that.
And Gates believes this shift, it'll have this like ripple effect,
Okay.
boosting our productivity, our creativity, even our overall sense of well-being.
That's a bold claim.
Well, imagine being able to offload all those mundane chores to AI.
Oh, yeah, things like doing my taxes or scheduling appointments or even like folding laundry.
Yeah, all that stuff, freeing you up to focus on your passions or explore new interests or just, spend more quality time with loved ones.
That sounds pretty idyllic.
It does, doesn't it?
Almost utopian. But I have to ask,
Yeah.
what about those potential downsides? We've all heard the concerns about AI becoming too intrusive, eroding our privacy, maybe even manipulating our thoughts and behaviors.
Right, those are all valid concerns.
Does Gates address those darker possibilities?
He does, and he doesn't shy away from them.
Okay.
He emphasizes the importance of, establishing clear, ethical guidelines and regulations to make sure AI is used responsibly and that, individuals retain control over their data and privacy.
So it's not about just blindly surrendering to the algorithm.
No, not at all.
It's about using AI as a tool
Yeah,
that empowers us to live, richer, more fulfilling lives, but on our own terms.
exactly. That's a great way to put it.
I think that's a message that a lot of people will find reassuring.
I think so, too. It's about finding that balance,
Yeah.
between harnessing AI's incredible power and safeguarding those values and freedoms that, that we hold dear.
Absolutely. Now, before we wrap up this deep dive, I
Okay.
want to circle back to something that really struck me in this interview.
Sure.
Gates's conviction that AI will create this wave of new industries and jobs that we can't even conceive of today.
It is a pretty mind-boggling concept, isn't it?
It is. Does he give any hints about what these future careers might look like?
Well, he points to fields like personalized medicine, sustainable energy, and even space exploration as areas ripe for AI-driven innovation and job creation.
Some pretty big areas.
Yeah, and he even envisions AI playing a key role in, solving some of humanity's biggest challenges.
Like what? Give me an example.
Well, like developing clean fusion energy.
Wow, that would be amazing.
Right, or finding cures for diseases that are currently incurable.
So it's not just about incremental improvements, it's about like pushing the boundaries of human ingenuity and opening up entirely new frontiers of possibility.
Exactly, that's a great way to put it.
It's exciting, but also a little daunting, you know?
I get that. It's a lot to wrap your head around.
It is. Does he give us any like concrete examples of what these new AI-powered jobs might actually entail?
Well, he admits that it's kind of impossible to predict the future with, 100% certainty.
Of course.
But he encourages us to think creatively and embrace the unknown.
Okay, so be open to the possibilities.
Exactly. And he suggests that the most valuable skills in this new era will be, adaptability,
Uh-huh.
a thirst for learning, and the ability to solve complex problems.
So skills that are inherently human.
Exactly. The things that AI can't replicate, at least not yet.
So rather than fearing the unknown, we should greet it with a sense of excitement
Yeah, I like it.
and a willingness to learn and evolve alongside this rapidly changing technological landscape.
It's a great way to look at it.
It's almost like a call to adventure, isn't it?
It is. It speaks to something deeper than just, job prospects or technological advancement.
Okay.
It's about the human spirit of exploration, our innate drive to push beyond the familiar and discover what lies beyond the horizon.
And with AI as our partner on this adventure, who knows what incredible breakthroughs are waiting for us out there?
I think that's the most exciting part, isn't it?
It is. The possibilities are endless.
Yeah, the possibilities really are endless, aren't they?
So we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, from personalized medicine to the potential for AI to address global challenges.
It's been a pretty wide-ranging conversation.
It has. And before we wrap things up, I want to circle back to something that really stood out to me in this interview.
Okay, what's that?
Gates's emphasis on the importance of lifelong learning in the age of AI.
Yeah, that was a key takeaway for me, too.
He really hammered home the point that technology, especially AI, is evolving at like an unprecedented pace.
Right. And if we want to keep up, we have to be willing to constantly learn and adapt.
Exactly. He's not just talking about, going back to school or getting another degree.
No, it's more about cultivating a mindset of curiosity and a willingness to embrace new ideas and challenges.
It's about recognizing that the skills we need to thrive in this future, they're not necessarily the ones we learned in school or even in our current jobs.
It's about being adaptable, being creative, and being able to solve complex problems in rapidly changing environments.
Those are all skills that are like fundamentally human, right?
Exactly. And those are the skills that will be most valuable in a world where AI is increasingly taking over those, more routine and repetitive tasks.
So rather than fearing the rise of AI, we should see it as an opportunity to kind of unlock our own human potential, to focus on those things that make us uniquely human.
I think that's a really powerful message.
It is, and it's a message that I think resonates deeply with, the core values of this show.
Absolutely. It's all about exploring new ideas, challenging assumptions, and embracing the unknown.
And it's about recognizing that the future isn't something that just happens to us.
Right. It's something we actively create through our choices, our actions, and our willingness to learn and grow.
Well said. I think that's a perfect note to end on.
I agree.
For our listeners, we hope this deep dive has, we hope it's given you a lot to think about.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We have, and we encourage you to continue exploring this topic, to ask questions, to challenge assumptions, and to, engage in those conversations that are shaping the future of AI.
It's a future that we're all creating together.
Exactly. So until next time, keep diving deep.
And keep learning.